Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Football Talk. I have Adil with me. We'll be discussing all the latest transfer gossip and the major news coming out of Spain. Messi, well, Barcelona not signing Messi for the upcoming seasons. Adil, what's your immediate reaction to that news? Really,
Yeah, a lot of gamesmanship going on, isn't it? I mean,
that's what you
you
see.
can't actually tell um, what the real story is because you think Barcelona would have tried harder to potentially sell players or maybe not sign all these players on free transfer if there was a risk, or if Barcelona's stance and John Laporta's stance doesn't it's quite contradictory because if you know you've got an agreement with Messi, you know it's going to cost X amount, then why announce it to the world that there's this agreement when you've actually done nothing to create that space in your thingy to meet the financial fair play. So the whole saga is just strange.
Do you think they're
Even
trying to
from the
strong
way
arm La Liga into like giving away because of literally the pull of Messi? Is that maybe what they're trying to do?
I think maybe behind the scenes that was what they were trying to do, and when it didn't work, they've just decided to announce and cut their losses. But it's just not the right way to deal with one of the greatest players that ever lived. At some point you got to tell the player, and there's so many different ways they could have just played this out, but to do it in such a comical way, as in you don't know the financial fair plays that are already in place, and you're announcing every other day Messi signed, he's agreed, it's not it's very unclassy.
I mean, you say that very unclassy. If you even look at their statement that they gave out, it was just like a kind of like a cold-hearted one, like short, simple. I think it was like 3 pages or something, and just quickly, like like nothing extra. He's one of the greatest players to have graced the game, and like is it Barcelona legend?
And the thing is, there's so many other rumors going around. So it seems like the relationship between Messi and the club's hierarchy, even though it's changed with John Laporta, there's still issues there. The way this has been handled still alludes to that. The fact that they even let the contract run out before trying to come to an agreement. There's so many things that kind of alludes to the fact that they are still not in sync. They're not on good terms. Obviously, the rumors coming out from the Barca side that Lionel Messi wanted Barcelona to sign Romero and wanted them to match. Romero was angry when they didn't match Tottenham's offer and things like that. Apparently, they're saying he was demanding to have a say on transfers, and those are part of the reasons why Barcelona have decided to move on from Messi. So I don't know. I mean, very much the way Barcelona and Real Madrid operate, where every story has loads of different sources and reports from within the club leaking information out. So
you don't know
whatever the truth is. Clearly, and I still wouldn't rule out Messi staying, but it's not a relationship that is where both parties are getting along. You can tell that much.
Well, apparently PSG are in advanced talks, so I mean they really want to go for him. You can tell. And what impact might that have? Does that mean Mbappe going?
Well, Mbappe is not signing a contract, so it might make PSG's stance on selling Mbappe a lot softer, because obviously at the moment they're happy to let him run his contract down. So that might change. We don't know.
I mean,
but it's a dream signing.
If he's not going to sign, you're better off selling him and getting some good money in for him.
That's the thing. Whether Real Madrid will pay good money is questionable.
That again, I mean, yeah, none of
They're
the
struggling
European
with
club
their
have
own
money. Yeah,
finances,
that's been. But
and
what's surprising is, you mentioned about Barcelona. Sorry, I did to cut you off. Is the fact that they didn't get rid of a lot of these high earners that you're calling, like the Coutinhos and so on and so forth. I mean, surely they should have tried harder to get rid of these players. And
the craziest thing is,
it seems like they haven't done anything.
about 3 weeks ago, um, I was reading I was watching a program where one of the really respected journalists whose information is very accurate, and he was and he was just like his open knowledge that Griezmann is on 800,000 a week. When you hear those type of figures, you just think, and then you got Messi, who's on even more than that. I mean, he's on a mil, over a mil probably a week, and you think
It's a million a week, but then it's got a lot of like signing loyalty, but
his own
all
image
that adds
rights and
up
all
to
this.
something. It's basically ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, so you just think, how on earth is a club like that going to survive, especially with the coronavirus, what's happened? So it don't seem like they've made that much of an effort to move Griezmann on anyway.
Yeah, but who's gonna take on that wage bill, Adil? If you be honest, like,
but even if they manage to find, I don't know, someone someone in China or something, I don't know, some club in UAE willing to pay even half of that, or I don't know. That's what I mean. It's you gotta wonder what Bartomeu was thinking when he made these type of contracts. It's just suicidal.
yeah,
And
I mean, he's completely messed up, isn't he?
yeah, he's ruined the club for years. I mean, it's gonna take so many years to fix that. Even Umtiti's on ridiculous salaries, and they got loads of players still. They got a large squad. So
And a lot of these players don't even play, and they're loving it.
yeah. So yeah, at the moment, really dysfunctional club. Not so surprised with what's going on, but I wouldn't want to comment on which way it's gonna go. I could see every eventuality still happening.
I mean, I don't see anyone else from.
thing.
I don't think anyone else from, apart from PSG. I don't think anyone else can afford him.
Maybe clubs in MLS. I don't know, because they're allowed to have one player outside of the salary wage bill. So they call it marquee signing or something. So maybe they can give him something crazy. But the thing with Messi is a lot of the money you will get back to the marketing, to the image rights of Messi. He'll draw a big crowd in straight away. So if he does go for PSG, it's probably the dream move, because Qatar has the World Cup a year, just over a year's time, and then the club owned by the Qatar state has Messi. It's just gonna,
it's gonna blow
bring a
up.
lot more eyes and attention to it. So yeah, I still think it could go any direction.
But Adi, could you imagine Mbappe, Messi, Neymar? And adding to that, they got Ramos, Donnarumma.
I mean, yeah, that's the intriguing one for me, having Ramos and Messi in the same.
That's just
because I mean, anyone watch those classicals? I mean, them two did not leave anything out, man. I mean, finger wagging, poking at each other, taking each other, pulling each other's shirt. They're constantly,
at each other's throat, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, literally swearing at each other and everything, and you just think, they could potentially be in the same team.
There's a picture I saw on Instagram where they're like, one of them is like almost like they're holding each other's neck, and the other one's like, it looks like they're hugging each other. It says 2020, 2021. It's crazy what's happening. But I mean, City, you would say City would have been interested in Messi if it wasn't for the signing of Grealish. I mean, Grealish might be thinking, you know what, I'm so glad this news came out just as I signed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think originally City were really interested, but when you actually look at the numbers that are involved in signing Messi, I don't think City would have gone ahead with it anyway at the end. I just think that's why 2 hours after the announcement of Messi being a free agent and leaving Barcelona, then Man City straight away announced Grealish's signing. They could have left it till the next morning. That all the pictures, everything had been taken earlier.
Yeah.
But I think it prompted them to just put it out and kind of squash any rumors that were starting to build up that City might go for him.
Yeah.
And I think, Grealish showing the number 10 shirt kind of just categorically closes that door, slammed shut, really. So yeah, I just think the numbers involved are just crazy. There's talk like you have to give like signing on fees like 50, 60 mil.
Yeah.
He wants 100 mil contract a year. The numbers are just crazy. I don't know who'd want to do that.
When you're that good, I think you can demand that money.
Yeah, but like I said, only there's only PSG who can afford that, really.
Who was it that said only like state?
Yes,
states can. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, what do you make of Grealish and him going to Man City? I mean,
we Guardiola, said
Guardiola came out and said obviously Silva's out for sale. Also, Jesus, Sterling, they're all.
Yeah, I mean that was surprising. Saying about at least 4 players are wanting out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like they're gonna recycle some of the squad. I mean, Bernardo Silva hasn't been a main part of the team last 2 seasons maybe. Yeah, and it felt like he's fallen out, and didn't seem like he was happy anyway last season. So it makes sense. And Sterling, I'd be surprised they let go of him after the World Cup he had. I mean, European Championships he had, but clearly they're gonna have to make some space, especially if they still want to get Harry Kane.
Yeah, well, he said he's still interested in Harry Kane, isn't he?
Well, he said it all depends on Tottenham negotiating.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
everyone's worst fears could still happen.
Daniel Levy, he must be sitting there like, you know what, 160 million, here I come.
Yeah, I don't think
they're gonna pay him.
I think there's a deal to be had there. Maybe Tottenham will negotiate slightly, and through add-ons, they
can take Bernardo Silva and Jesus. I mean, that's 2 quality signings and some money.
Yeah, I don't know if Tottenham's wage structure would allow paying for someone like the wages that Jesus would command. So, but just imagine Kane, Grealish, and KDB. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
try and defend against that.
I mean, it's already hard enough to defend against. I mean, you forget Foden as well, Adil.
Yeah,
can't leave him out. That's insane. That is insane. But yeah, it all depends on Daniel Levy, doesn't it? And what he does, because
I think Kane's done the bit that Daniel Levy wanted him to do, which is kind of alienate himself with the support. Because Levy always does this. I mean, whenever a player that the fans are really loyal to wants to leave, he makes it difficult. He makes them, kind of rebel, and then he's happy to let them go, because then there won't be no backlash on him and the board.
Yeah,
because the players kind of acted in an unprofessional way, so the fans kind of turn on him. So I think Kane's done his bit to kind of take the pressure off Levy, and so that if Levy sells him, there won't be so much of a backlash. So I got a feeling that deal's going to happen now.
Are the Kane's obviously saying that he's meant to return in the weekend anyway. So only question is, why did he not say it earlier? If that was the case, why on Monday did you not come out and say I'm not meant to come back on Monday?
Because he was meant to come back on Monday, and
he's just trying to cover his back, isn't
he? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think it has to kind of go that way before Levy will start negotiating. So let's see. I think that deal's gonna happen. We said it way before the even season ended that
Kane stepped up.
No, we kind of said pretty sure both deals are sorted behind the scenes, and there's no surprises. And a good sign of that is when no other club goes for them, because they already know everything's been agreed and sorted beforehand.
Yeah. Guardiola's just playing it smart, isn't he? Yeah, I mean, in April he came out and said, "Yeah, we cannot afford this money that being quoted out there." And then he spends 100 million, and it's going to spend 160 million.
Yeah, and now today he's saying, then today he's saying they've earned the right to spend that kind of money.
He gave the calculation, didn't he? Of Man City making 60 million from loan signing and stuff.
Youth players, I was just thinking, what the heck?
This guy.
Not like anyone really fell for it anyway. I mean, we all knew they're gonna spend over 100 mil for Kane. I was surprised they went straight with the 100 mil bid for Greelish, but it seems like they just didn't want to haggle.
Yeah, I think it's
probably behind the scenes there were negotiations going on.
Yeah, it's the release clause that he had, so they just quickly wrapped it up.
Yeah,
because what's his name? The Aston Villa chief executive came out. Obviously,
Christian Perslow. He confirmed there was
which was really good. I thought, you know what, the way he came out and spoke. Yeah, it's good. I think that would be more better if there's more clarity in some of the other teams.
I mean, Perslow's, known to be an excellent, chairman and chief exec, and he's been open for a few years about things. So I like reading a lot of what he has to say, because he gives a lot of extra details that maybe others wouldn't.
I think some of the signings they're making.
He's a lot more honest than most of the other chairman and chief execs. So,
but they've been very smart in the. I was saying they've been very smart in the signings they've been making. Like Danny Ings, that came out of nowhere. No one knew anything. Yeah, I know Danny Ings was going to leave, but kind of died down and then boom. But I think that's a.
I think it's because he's 29 years old. Because he's 29 years old. The thing is, it's a risky deal, I think, to pay 25 mil for a player who's got, always misses a large chunk of the season with injuries, has had serious injuries before. It's a big commitment. There's not much resale value on that. So I'm not sure it's a great deal for Aston Villa in terms of.
But he does get goals, I feel.
Yeah, when he's on the pitch, but then.
But that's why you have a great backup in.
Where does he fit in? Because they've kind of always, are you now going to move Watkins to the wing to accommodate Ings?
That was my initial thought.
You got Leon Bailey now, so you still got Bertrand Traore. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do to rejig that.
My initial thought was that I thought, you know what, they bought Ings, so they're probably gonna put Watkins on the left because of his speed and how he is, and then play Ings up top. And if obviously whoever else comes in, then Watkins goes on top.
Do you think Leon Bailey's gonna play on the right and Bertrand Traore is gonna be dropped?
I think that's what might happen. Yeah. Because Bailey's been playing on the right for a while, anyways, Leverkusen and stuff, so he's comfortable there. So,
I mean, when I've watched Leverkusen, he's played on the left, so I'm not sure. He plays that well on the right either. So let's see. It's good, but either way, they've got a strong squad, and thing is, when you're doing investment like that, then I just think it puts more pressure on Europe. Europe is like becoming more of a demand, I would say, for Villa because the way they spend
The amount of money they're spending, yeah.
the players they're going for. And I think they've got a loan deal already agreed for Twanzebe.
Well,
So
they're
they're
getting
defensively
they're
distressed.
trying to get for Todd Cantwell as well, aren't they? There's rumors suggesting that they're also going for him. So
yeah, a lot of attacking players. They're going for a lot of attacking players. I mean,
that's yeah. Well,
they have to really try and go on a run on one of the cup competitions.
Yeah, they're trying to really cover for Grealish is what Grealish does. I think that's what he is.
Yeah, but that's why I think the Buendia signing was so clever because creativity-wise, you know you've got a player that's going to play a lot.
Yeah, I mean smart signings. I don't know. I think from what it seems like they really do their homework and they know what they want, they know what they're doing, and quite specific in terms of what they want to get, and they go get them. Which
they don't mess around. I mean, apparently, when they negotiated for Buendia, they were really good with Norwich. Yeah. Whatever Norwich asked for, they gave. They didn't over haggle.
Yeah.
So
that shows, isn't it? Another one, big deal potentially. Lukaku to Chelsea. He's come out and said obviously that for Inter to accept the bid. What do you?
I think it's still dependent on the reaction of the fans. So before, in the summer, before the transfer window opened again, the ultras of Inter had a meeting with the main guy, chairman at the owner of Inter. And they promised that they wouldn't sell Lukaku and that they'll only sell one big player, which was Hakimi. But they specifically said they wouldn't sell Lukaku. Right. So the Ultras have already sent a warning out saying, keep your promise or else. You get it? So I have a feeling.
I love it.
And just Inter's Ultras are crazy.
Okay.
They are mad. Yeah, they're proper.
So what you think that's gonna fall through then?
I think it depends on the general. Now that Lukaku said that, I think it depends on the reaction to Lukaku saying he wants a bid accepted. Depends on that, but I really think there's more chances of Martinez being sold instead of Lukaku, even though clearly between Inter and Chelsea there's an agreement. Clearly with the agent and Lukaku and Chelsea, there's an agreement, wages and everything. So I think everything is agreed and in place. It all depends on the reaction of the Inter Ultras.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure they're going to be able to survive losing Lukaku. They'll probably get away with selling Martinez without too much. But Lukaku's seen as like the icon of the club now. The way he battled with Ibrahimovic and all of that has just made him like the fans' icon.
But it's also like you can tell all the key players from even Inter Milan, like the Barelas, etc. They all kind of frustrated the fact that Inter are looking to sell Lukaku and some of their key players.
Well, Inter were looking to sell one more big key player. They thought one could do it. Now they realized they need to sell one more big player. So it wasn't really Lukaku actually didn't want to leave, and they didn't want to sell Lukaku. It's just what's happened is Lukaku's agent, who has a really good relationship with Chelsea, he's wanting the deal to go to.
He's loving it, isn't he? Look, because he went from Chelsea to like Everton, back again, then back to United, now to Inter Milan for good money. Now he's coming back. This guy's making like cash.
Yeah. But he's working hard for it. He's managed to convince Lukaku that going back to Chelsea would be a good option for him.
Do you think the main thing is that Lukaku wants to prove himself in the Premier League because of what's happened?
I think that's what's been. That's how the agent has sold it to Lukaku.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was really the case. It's just, it's a very good deal financially.
But does he suit Chelsea though, Adil? As in,
Yeah,
is
of
he the
course.
type of striker they're looking for?
Yeah, of course, they're looking for a presence because you see all the work they do in around getting outside and getting out wide.
And getting
They're forever getting crosses in the box. So
yeah,
I
Lukaku.
think Lukaku and can you imagine, how hard it'll be to pick him up with Lukaku's presence? I mean, right now, Tam Abraham's terrible at linking up the play.
Oh,
Warner isn't that good at it. Havertz has to drop off to do it. Ziyech has to drop off to do it. Now you got someone who doesn't need to drop off. He can just lean in on the defenders, committed defender, and you got those two attacking midfielders in and around you. I got a feeling because of Conte's system was quite similar, many aspects of it.
back, yeah.
It'd be a really good fit. And Tuchel is just is just very good at getting the best out of every player. So
Chelsea looked really strong this season. Not gonna lie, even last year they were strong, but obviously it didn't help with the start they had and the manager. But with under Tuchel, you can see there's a clear kind of like guidance and way of playing, and they just seem ridiculously strong. And they got play in like every position. They got two players, if not more.
They get Kunde.
Yeah,
that's an upgrade on what they have. Rudiger's pretty solid on one side. I think Christensen and Thiago Silva solid as the central defender.
It's just that right.
Yeah, where at the moment it's rotated between Azpilicueta, James, but they need a cover there. So now by getting Kunde and selling Zuma,
I don't know if you watched the Mind series between Chelsea, Arsenal, and Spurs.
Yeah,
what did you make of Chalobah?
Oh, when he's playing on the left side, it was playing left back.
No, he's playing center.
Yeah, third in the center. Yeah. No, he's okay. I mean,
I thought he looked decent,
he looked good for. I think I saw him play for England as well, under 21, and he looked good. Yeah, but I don't think he's ready. No, I still think he needs to go out on loan. But yeah, I mean, you could name loads of Chelsea youth players that just looked apart. Even if you look at the striker Anjorin and the other one, they just look big and strong.
He looks so good.
Size-wise, they just look like they're ready for adult football.
But I think a good loan to a championship or even a lower end Premier League team would be really good for some of these young players, especially for that experience in the Premier League and the physicality. They can really shape up for the following year.
Yeah. They really need to sell Batshuayi.
They're trying to get rid of him and Tammy Abraham, but yeah. And the worst thing is, you know what? With Tammy, we linked with him. I can't get that out of my head.
The thing is,
I can't get that out of my head.
I'm very whenever I watch Tammy Abraham play, he scores goals, but he's a striker who will always do well. That type of mid-table and just pushing on you. But he's not tough for striker because his movement, he's so static. He's only interested in the box, and that's why he does end up getting goals. But he doesn't know how to create space. He's actually, for his size, he's not that good at playing back towards goal and holding up the play. And he's a very tough striker to find because his movement isn't good. It's always like he's marking the defender more than defender have to pick him up. So yeah, he'll always score 15 goals, but
nothing more.
And that's because he stays in the width of the box. But you know what? When you play for the bigger teams, you got to offer more than.
But he's not clinical enough either, Adil. Yeah, I've seen some of his finishing. It's just. Like when you know someone who strikes the ball true, and you can see it in the way they hit it. He just seems like one of those guys. He just somehow hits it and it goes in with no technique or real finesse to it.
Yeah, I mean he's an okay striker, but I just don't think he does enough, like you'd expect for the elite level strikers. He doesn't work the defenders enough. He doesn't move around enough. Doesn't work on the blind side enough. There's a lot of, he's quite static. He's just focused on penalty yard box. getting his goals, and he'll always score those type of goals. You know, the format wide crosses, 6-yard blocks, penalty spot goals.
I do really hope we don't get him.
I don't think those rumors have been that strong. So
I'm glad. I hope so. there was Instagram post of him like going next to Arteta and stuff, and it was really bothering me. I was like, really annoyed. I'm like, please no. I was getting so annoyed. Another team, Tottenham, we kind of spoke about him, but they had a major signing in Romero. What do you make of him? I mean, you kind of spoke about him, Messi wanting him to go to Barcelona, but obviously it's been confirmed now. He's come to Spurs for 47 million. What do you make of that, dude? Is he worth 47 million? I haven't seen much.
He's an elite defender, man. I actually wanted, United to go for him. That's how much I rate him. He's a leader. He's basically the next Ramos. His style is he doesn't take a backward step. He'll fly in. He'll get a whole load of yellow cards for taking players out. He's a leader. He marks his man tight. He gets really physical. His style is very similar to Ramos. He plays on the right hand side of the defense, but a lot depends on who they partner him with, because he's such an aggressive defender and marks so tight. They kind of could do with someone who has a bit of pace and is naturally more of a sweeper. That would complement his style of defending.
Spurs have that defender though. I don't. Rondon's not really too fast.
Rodon, yeah.
Rodon, yeah. He's not hasn't been blessed with great pace. So are they going out for another defender, or
we don't know? I mean, he's not terrible. I mean, I'm just saying that would be perfect, but he's a very good defender. He's of the Ramos type. Really physical, really a real leader, loves getting into tackles, aggressive defenders. I actually really like him.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, you got him signing, you got Varane signing, Konate, White, all like around 50 million. It's going to be amazing to see who shines.
Yeah. It is. Premiership is like the only league strengthening.
It's so exciting. You can feel like the atmosphere building for the.
I mean, I still think even with City, if they do get Kane, and even though they got Grealish, I still think it's going to be a tighter league
this
season. Yeah, I just think Chelsea are a bit more formidable. Liverpool will be back at it. United's, and Arsenal have strengthened.
Arsenal, we need a lot more.
But they're going to be stronger than last year, aren't they? So I just think it's a tougher league.
Putting Tottenham in that bracket.
With Tottenham, so much depends on the Kane situation.
Yeah. But what do they do?
I think Nuno will keep that squad together. He'll have them competing, but I don't know. He's quite a defensive-minded manager, so I don't know.
Going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we definitely need to do a video on Adil this season's prediction. I think that would be a very interesting topic to look into.
Yeah,
I already feel like talking about it, but obviously.
Yeah, but again, I always say do the predictions after the transfer window closes.
Transfer finishes after.
I know, first few games. So yeah.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to do it before that.
We'll have to do unofficial predictions until the transfer window closes.
No helping hands for you. That's what it is. Well, Leicester versus Man City tomorrow. That should be good.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Leicester, a big, really unlucky losing Fofana. I think broken leg. So.
What was he thinking? What was that guy thinking?
I didn't get to see that back, but obviously reading about this, and it's pretty even more horrific that a tackle like that can break someone's legs in a preseason game.
Yeah, I know. But the main thing was it's a preseason friendly. You don't need to go in like have a
Yeah, and you're losing 3-0. It's like
there's no point. There's no point.
and
And
they're losing 3-0 and you're taking it.
well, I think it stemmed from the tackle Fofana made on him from before, and I think from that, obviously, he's been looking to take out Fofana, and yeah, he completely took him out. It seems sad because Fofana really, really was a kind of like a spark last year, Leicester, and really looking forward.
But in that game, he was kind of dominating. So, and it looked like that partnership of him and Soyuncu looked really strong.
Yeah,
which we didn't see that partnership too often because obviously Soyuncu was injured for a while. Johnny Evans,
yeah,
it was always one of them and Johnny Evans, but then
that would have been an interesting lineup. Soyuncu and Fofana because you got
Bertrand,
strength, speed. You've got all of it in here.
Ryan Bertrand just looked really good
on the left back.
I watched the highlights of the game, but didn't get to see the tackle.
James, you know what? Even James Justin's out. I was gonna say, I was gonna look forward to seeing him as well.
But he's still injured. He's still out.
Still injured, former Luton Town boy. So always gonna keep it out. But I do. Thank you for coming on today. Thank you for sharing your insight. And guys, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and keep watching. We have more videos coming up soon. So thank you.